that everyone theory full level the moon, 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 that everyone.
What if the moon loved you? And what if you woke up one mint green morning and tucked beneath the duvet beside you was the moon? Its sly silver smile might win you over. You might find your eyes sneaking another look, and every few minutes you'd gasp, newly astonished again, a mouth overfilled with wonder, and say, "Wow, look, the moon!" The moon. But the moon would not blink at this. The moon has heard all of this before. The moon sits squat in the bathtub, looking like a sharp, protruding bone that a giant might pick its tar-stained teeth with. And you'd smooth warm water over it to notice how it feels so brittle in your hands. Maybe you'd want to snap the moon. One night you'd suddenly feel the vacuum seal of silence around you both, and the urge would rise to stamp on its great blank face, turn it to ash. Maybe you'd imagine chipping bits off and selling it as stardust on the internet. You tell yourself that everyone should own a piece of the moon. It's just kindness to let them have it. It's probable, I think, that a person would quickly get sick of the moon. Ever changing, but stoically the same, always ethereal, but never willing to give you more than the second-hand light it steals from the sun. I think you would want to sleep alone, eventually. And perhaps you tie it to the roof of your car and take it to an Easter half-term car boot sale when it's almost full, plump and ripe, ready for someone to want it, to like it like you did before it was with you every night. It's possible you go sick of those tidal displays of affection. One moment here, the next swept out with the undercurrent of tension that comes from cosmic beings that only manage to exist in the dark. The human heart is not designed to love cold, hollow things that are not capable or willing to give us warmth in return. My father was the moon once. I remember watching seasons pass over his face like a stop-motion animation behind the glass of our living room door. He waxed and waned endlessly. Sometimes I come home to bone-white plates, round and empty, staring blankly at me, wondering why I continued to ask them for things that they did not have to give me. I drew pictures of the moon and played dress-up. I'd paint my face with watercolors and pretend that I was a rainbow. I forgot that moons and rainbows never meet. Or perhaps I didn't forget. Perhaps I picked it so I could tell myself that this was on purpose. Now I have control of the sky. Now I get to decide how pretty I am, or how often people look or don't look at me when I'm crying. Maybe I learned how to shrink from my father. Learned how to make a house in the hollowness of space that stretches on, infinitum between us. I am not trying to push you away. I just don't have my own gravitational pathway. I am pulled from place to place by the habits of being hung alone in a char-black sky. Depression trims me thin into a scythe. I don't mean to hurt you, but I would understand if it feels like a satellite does not love you enough, if it does not revolve around you. My father used to be the moon. My mother said it was unlucky to look at a new moon through a window, and back then, I never listened. I didn't want to risk missing the time the moon was looking back at me, a rare smile that shone through the eons of space between us, and a glass-paned door like home, and that warmed the heart like pride. After all, why have the moon held captive if you're not going to ask it for lullabies, hoping
now I have
that it would say yes?
Yes.
Now I have control of the sky.
I'm not trying to push you away. Yes.
Now I have control of the sky.
Yes.
Now I have control of the sky.
The moon. No.
The moon.
Thank you.